Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Built by Ben. Thanks for joining me again. Recently hit 2,000 subscribers, so thanks for that if you are one of them. If you're not one of them, I don't know what you're doing, so get over there, get subscribed to the channel and press the bell so that you get notified of all of my new videos. So this week's episode, we're going to be setting out this base unit with the waste and the water feed in the back of it, so you can just see the process of doing that. If you are doing it yourself, I'll try and get as much detail as I can to help you guys out. And if you want to know anything else that you're not seeing in this video, then just ask me in the comments. Again, as usual, it's really helpful if you can chuck a comment into the video, stick a like on it as well for me, and don't forget to tell your mates about it. So what you've seen me do there is just mark 600 away from the base unit that we fitted in the last episode. The 600 gap is left for the fridge, which is going in the middle there. And then we're just measuring away from the laser line to get to each one of our services there. So all you can see me doing there is just writing on the wall the measurement away from the laser to the center of each pipe. That's the way I do it. Some people do it to the, to the side of the pipe or the top of the pipe, whichever way you're measuring from, but I just prefer centers. And then all we're going to do now is just change the laser from the vertical position, stick it back over on the steps where we had our horizontal line for the bottom of the worktop. As you can see, that's pinged across the wall there now. And all we're going to do is measure down from the laser again, just to the centre of each pipe. If you're struggling to get close enough to the floor there, like I did, then just run it the other way up. It's actually easier to read on the laser then. You haven't actually got to keep the end of the tape measure on the laser, which can be tricky because you've got the silver bit on the end of the tape measure. And it's hard to see when the laser actually makes contact with that silver bit because it just reflects the light off. So yeah, it's easier to read it on the actual high vis part of the tape. So we're just going to go ahead and measure the rest of those. So now it's time to mark these out on the back of the unit. You might notice I'm just measuring from the inside of that side panel, if you could just see it on the side of the screen there. I think my camera goes back to the side of the unit in a second, so you should be able to see that. So all I've done is I'm just reading their measurements on the wall and deducting 18mm, just so that we can find that centre again. You don't really want to be hooking over the end of it. Just because your tape's then at a bit of an angle and it can, just throw the centre off by a few mil, which we don't want. So yeah, going back to getting 2,000 subscribers, it's a little bit of a milestone, and I think I'll do a bit of a giveaway again, like I did at 1,000. So if you want to get involved with that, that'd be great. Don't forget to go and follow my Instagram if you're not already. Some interesting stuff goes on there. I do more sort of day-to-day things on there with my carpentry and my projects that are ongoing. So yeah, get over there. It's called Built by Ben, and I'll put something up on the screen just to show you how to type that into Instagram so that you can find it. Give us a follow over there. It really helps out as well. Really trying to build the channel and build the Instagram at the same time, so yeah, get over there. So we're just marking out the heights just to find the centre of them pipes again and the centre of the waste. With that one, instead of measuring from the floor up, which I don't like to do just in case you've got to make some adjustments with the feet, and then your pipes can be way out, so if you measure laser down and then the top of the unit down, you can't really go too wrong. So we're just selecting the right hole cutter pieces here, and best way to test that is just to literally take them over to the pipes, which you'll see me do in a minute, and just try them. Try them for size. You want a tight-ish fit so that they don't look too rubbish from the inside, because don't forget, you know, people keep all their cleaning gear in here, but they can be seen if you get your head down there, so you just want a nice neat finish on them. And the plumber had stop ends on these copper pipes, so you've got no option really, unless you're going to get the whole water shut off, then to do a big enough hole for the stop end to go through as well. But again, just keep it nice and neat. You shouldn't have too many worries with that. So we're just going to go through. I really struggled to film the second part of this hole cutting, but with hole cutting, if you don't know already, the whole point of that middle, or I suppose 2 points of that middle drill bit sticking out, number one is to keep your centre and to get everything, you know, chopping in nicely, because if you've ever tried to cut a hole without that centre drill bit in, you'll know what it's like. It skips everywhere. But the second reason for that is so that you can go part of the way through until it comes out the other side, and then go to the other side and drill from that side, and then you won't get the breakout. Like I said, I just struggled to film that inside the unit and do it all at the same time, but take my word for it. You'll see there, we just go right until we're nearly through. Make sure that centre drill bit has gone all the way through, and then we go to the other side, cut it out. So we just try it in for size now. You just got to be careful as you tuck that back to the wall. Make sure you don't disturb any of the pipes at all. Definitely don't want to be knocking them stop ends off, otherwise you'll end up with a right mess. You don't want mains pressure water starting to come into your workspace. As you can see there, it just goes nicely back to the wall. We'll just knock it so that it's in line with that pencil mark there, and we'll just show you inside. I think I just tried to get that shelf out quickly and then realised it wouldn't come out, so you can just see there there's some nice pipe centres going on, and they just tuck in there nicely. So with that, we just give the legs a tiny little tweak just to get that right up to the laser. Make sure everything's sitting nicely, and then the next job is just pull that away from the wall again after we've marked our little wall clips, and then we'll have to drill the wall clips in, put some plugs in, and fix that back to the wall. So you'll just see we're going to use that Festil Hoover attachment again to drill them holes in the wall. I cannot recommend these things enough. They're about 20 quid I think off of Amazon. I mean, they are just another level. They just catch pretty much 95% of the dust that's coming out of that wall, and the rest of it just leaves on a little shape on the wall which you can then brush off afterwards. But you know, compared to what it normally is, these things are great, and the fact that they suck to the wall and they do ceilings as well without you having to hold it there, I mean, it's a great little gadget. Can't recommend them enough, so go get yourself one. just get that back to the wall again, fed over the surfaces just nice and careful.